Hi, my name is Juliet van Vuren. I'm the Business Operations Manager for SEADOG Commercial Diving School in Saldanha Bay, South Africa. So once you walk through this door, you will be part of the SEADOG family, and we will take you through who we are. My responsibility in the business is to ensure that we are dealing correctly and precisely with our corporate clients on a corporate level, as well as with our diving community locally and internationally.
My role here at the school is quite important, as I always put it like this: if whoever travels for the first time in their lives to another country, they're quite scared, anxious. It's a big thing, and you don't get to be yourself. And for me, that procedure to adapt into another country with that culture, it's like a culture shock to the person itself. So for me, I take it as a personal role to actually get you down, confident, and make you feel at home. For starters, you get to actually acknowledge who you are, which sometimes people never knew they were like before they came here, because it's always set rules, house rules, everything. But then they get here, it's like, wow, all that stuff is gone. I get to be me, I get to speak like me, I can do stuff I want to do, experience stuff on my own terms. You don't get to do that if you don't have that comfortability.
What Keenan and I do is we meet the students at the beginning, welcome them in, get them acclimated to life on the West Coast and at the school. We help them navigate their kind of induction into the Class 4 program. And then once they're comfortable and started with the program, we walk them through the foundation skills of commercial scuba. It is very academically intensive, so we teach a lot of the physics, physiology, the safe theory and dive practices behind diving. We equip the student with personal life-saving and competency skills, and that making them more comfortable in the water as they progress through.
So I laid a foundation for surface applied diving equipment and diving with Kirby Morgan hats, and from there, so I do quite a few tool dives. I do deep dives with them up to 30 meters on surface applied diving equipment, and that is their foundation there to progress from there on towards Class 2. I've got to make sure that my learners, students, are very comfortable on a practical level with their diving equipment. They've got to be familiar with it. They've got to be comfortable with it in the water, performing complex tasks. They've got to have a solid foundation with regard to knowledge, theory, with regard to the equipment and the procedures, safe procedures, all the hazards involved in the diving operation. So the Class 2 instructors are quite strict with the acceptance criteria, and so I've got to make sure that each learner student going through Class 2 is really ready for it, because from there on, the picnic is over, the games are over. It's hard, it gets tough.
I've been diving since 1984, and I've about the last almost 3 decades in the offshore oil and gas industry. I'm an IMCA air diving supervisor, Class 2 diving supervisor, and Class 2 instructor here at SEADOG. I'm still active in the offshore oil and gas industry, so I get a lot of pleasure about sharing my experiences with the students. It just sort of adds something more, where I can also keep up to date with current trends and that sort of thing. So yeah, it gives me a lot of satisfaction to share what I've learned. In diving, you never know everything, but I've had a lot of different and weird experiences around the world. So what I can share with the students gives me a lot of pleasure, and I try and give them a bit of the basic background of what the industry is like. I don't pull any punches. It's a difficult industry. not easy, it's not for everyone, and I've tried to give them the most honest perspective as to what to expect. It's more than just teaching them to dive. I try and just share exactly what it's really about. We can't teach a diver to actually work, but I can try and give them some sort of perspective as to what to expect when they get there. What we're doing here is we've got diving students and we're doing their wet bell phase of their training. A wet bell is a safe refuge for the diver. It's a nice, safe, good place to launch and recover the divers from. Effectively, they are diving from the bell. I'm supervising on the surface, but they are actually diving from the bell. They've got their own umbilicals from the bell. They get all their gas, their lights, their camera and all that sort of stuff comes down the main umbilical. What we do is we launch the bell, we send it down to wherever they're working, and the divers then go out on excursions to the job. We normally have one diver out, one diver remains in the bell. That's the bellman. He is effectively the diver's tender. It's not often seen in the industry that much, but it's a nice thing for them to do.
I'm in charge of all the maintenance and the maintenance on all your life support equipment, Kirby Morgans, umbilicals, compressors like this one. So anything that we use for diving, anything on life support, you have to be specially trained for it. We do the training here at SEADOG. I do the Kirby Morgan hat technician course. It's a 3-day course. Life support equipment is important, extremely important. I got to sleep at night. I got to know my divers are safe, 100% safe. There's no one that can just tighten a screw on here, on a hat or on anything without signing it off. It's all pretty important. So I do work with Kirby Morgan's website direct for all specifications, lower parts, everything. I work straight with them.
I'm the senior instructor here at SEADOG Commercial Diving School. Here I started diving 1961, and my claim to fame is that I am the longest registered government ticketed commercial diver in the world from 1974. And now I've come to the highly prestigious SEADOG Commercial Diving School. If you look on the flags behind us here, we have had people from 57 different countries coming to our diving school. I'm very proud to be associated with it. My privilege here is I get guys that already know how to dive but don't have the right ticket. Then I give them an accelerated diving course. Guys, when they are working for the international companies, get paid like $40 a day because they haven't got the right diving ticket. They come here, I teach them, upgrade them to our diving ticket, and then they go home and earn $400 a day. So I change people's lives.
What the new guys that wants to become divers need to do is they need to get in touch with all the social media of the diving school, Facebook, and there's a Twitter page, and they can just follow these pages and get into contact with the school often and to ask, because we'll know when the bursaries are opened, and once they know the bursary is open, they'll send an application form through which they can get from the website of TETA, and they can then apply, and then once they've applied, TETA will ask them to get a quotation, an acceptance letter, and all school documents relevant for diving courses. And once they've done that, all of that they send back to TETA, and then TETA gives them the go-ahead if they are approved.